Game and yesterday?
Yeah, we turned it over again. I mean, we had the 2-point game. I'm not sure how much time it was in the second, but late in the second, and then they went on a 16-0 or 14-0 run. And during that time, we turned it over, they took their shot. You know, I told the guys, I said, you know, there's a flow in the game, and you know, you got to recognize that flow sometimes, and you got to know when it's time to make the extra pass, when it's time to be extra careful with the ball. When teams are making runs, you know, let's get to the line, let's do this and that. And we had none of that tonight. Then we just kind of gave in. I thought after that we had a hard time generating much energy. And you know, I don't know when it's become such a big deal to play 4 games in 5 nights.
Recognition of that flow, whose responsibility do you think that falls on? The whole team, the staff, the guards?
You know, everybody. I mean, you know, we all got to, you know, I mean, you say, guys, come here, call the timeout. They're, you know, let's finish up the quarter, let's make sure. And then we come down and the guy tries a home run pass. You know, he tries to bounce pass through the middle. That if it gets through, looks great, but the reality of it is a tough pass. We were running a play, and there was a minor little breakdown, and we jack a 3 off of, I mean, not a particularly good 3, just a 3, because as opposed to running the play and trying to, you know, make them defend, maybe get a foul, you know, try to get some momentum going. So, I don't know. I mean, the bottom line is that we're playing a bunch of guys that have not had these type of roles before, and in the NBA, Marcus has played 35 games, maybe Morris, you know what I mean? In the NBA. We're playing against a team that's been together for 3 years, 4 years. Last night we played against a team that was together for 8 years. O's never started before in his career. You know, Jeremy's never started from the start of the season. You know, you can go right down the list of guys. But so who's it falls on all of us. But at a certain point, they've got to understand those things. I know we're young, but there is a flow to the game that you've got to understand. And until you understand the flow of the game, it's hard to understand what you're supposed to do.
Is there a point in time where you'd like to see the answer you just gave not apply if the guys played more? Is that something that happens later this year? Something that happens further down the road?
Well, I hope so. I mean, but you know, there's one way to get experience, that's play. And you don't become a 10-year vet in 20 games. So, yeah, we're going to have to. But I mean, that I don't think that's an excuse. That's just that the guys are playing these minutes right now. They're young guys who are getting long minutes. They've got to understand the flow.
When you play teams that are okay with your pace, or okay with playing that way, does it make those things more valuable?
Yes, no question. Yeah, when we play teams that are happy to play up and down, you know, you know, we've got to be better. I mean, you know, we can't turn it over as much. You know, they were long tonight. They must have had 7 or 8 deflected balls that turned into turnovers. Where, I mean, you know, you can't make those. The passes we tried making, you just can't make. I mean, you know, and that's, you know, again, I do remember many years ago being a young player and throwing stuff through holes your whole life, and all of a sudden it took you a while to realize that hole's not there. And unfortunately, we don't have one guy doing that. We have 5 or 6 guys learning that. And that's kind of where we're at.
Is the 4 game and 5 nights thing overblown, you feel like?
Come on, as I said before, we're not playing brick in 110 degrees. We're playing basketball. Everybody's played basketball when they've been tired. Just go out and get pushed through. All right?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Team is off tomorrow. 10 a.m. shoot around on Monday.